Okay, welcome everybody to today's webinar. My name is Mark Abus. I'm the VP of Sales and Marketing here at xRM³. I'm joined today by Erin Karatkowicz. She is one of our Dynamics 365 application consultants. Erin's going to show us some ways to use Power BI with Dynamics 365 or Dynamics CRM. A little bit about us. xRM³ is a Microsoft Silver Cloud CRM partner. Clients turn to us for technical and business consulting in the area of sales, marketing, and service automation. Microsoft Dynamics 365 is our core solution, but we also provide other solutions for cloud-based productivity, marketing automation, systems integration, credit card processing, etc. A little bit of housekeeping before Erin gets started. All the microphones have been muted to eliminate background noise. We do encourage questions. If you do have questions, please use the questions field in your GoToWebinar dashboard. At the end of the session, we'll allow some time for Q&A. Any questions we can't get to or require a little bit more time, we'll follow up with you via email. Assuming the recording works properly, I'm recording right now, you'll receive a follow-up email tomorrow with a link so you can review today's presentation at your convenience or share it with a colleague. You can download a PDF about Power BI from your GoToWebinar dashboard. And at the conclusion of the webinar, we'll conduct a very short survey. We're curious to see how many people in attendance are using some BI tool now, so I'm going to put up a little poll so that we can see. Pretty simple. We just want to know if you're using any sort of any BI tool now. Simple yes or no will suffice. We'll leave this up here for just about 30 seconds. Okay, thank you. Interesting. 50-50. All right, so we got some people that are on BI, some BI tool now. That's great. Let's move forward here. Okay, so today's agenda, a short introduction to Power BI. Erin's going to take us through the other bullet points here, Power BI content packs for Dynamics 365, filtering and analyzing data in Power BI, and embedding Power BI visualizations in Dynamics 365. All right, so just a little bit about Power BI. It's a cloud-based business analytics service. It enables anyone to visualize and analyze data with greater speed, efficiency, and understanding. It connects your users to a broad range of live data through easy-to-use dashboards, provides interactive reports, and delivers compelling visualizations that encourage users to consume and interact with their data. Power BI dashboards can be surfaced with Dynamics CRM or Dynamics 365, but also on your desktop or mobile devices. So imagine seeing all your critical data in one place through a single pane of glass, so to speak. Live Power BI dashboards show visualizations and KPIs from data that resides both on-premise and in the cloud, providing a consolidated view across your business regardless of where the data lives. Users can explore their data further by clicking through the dashboard into the underlying reports or use simple language queries to zero in on the data they need and even pin those reports of their choice back to their dashboard to monitor data going forward. Power BI is nestled into your Office 365 console, but easily crosses platforms with native mobile apps. There are free Windows apps, iPhone apps, iPad apps, and Android apps to keep mobile users connected with their data wherever they may be. Power BI makes it very easy to get started with a lot of out-of-the-box content packs. Aaron's going to cover those in just a little bit here. Today we'll be focusing on using Power BI with Dynamics 365 and Dynamics CRM, but as you can see, there are many other solutions available that you can use out of the box with Power BI. So bottom line, these solutions let more people connect with their data in ways that are meaningful and insightful and easier than ever before. So what used to take days, months, or even years, or was really too complex to present to the average user, we can do it pretty easily with Power BI. So what I'm going to do now is hand over the presentation to Erin. This will take just a few moments, and then she'll take over. Erin, are you with us?
I am. Thanks,
Excellent.
Mark.
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. So, like Mark said, Power BI allows us to dig really into Dynamics 365 CRM data further than what is surfaced right in CRM. The visualizations and some of the fun digging into your data is enhanced and a little bit more fluid. There are a lot of benefits that sometimes at a managerial or executive level, users that may not be looking to open a form or open every single individual record, of course, more of a BI tool, of course, are utilized here. I'm going to be focused in the actual online tool. This is both an online and desktop application. Power BI is available both ways. As Mark said, this is a free tool. There is also a pro license based on some needs, based on some connections, but primarily a free tool when we're talking about our connections to 365 or CRM. The basic content packs, all of that is a free use. When Mark is talking about this being nestled right into your apps in your Office 365 suite, just the app launcher right here. We'll expose a tile for Power BI. I've opened mine up a little bit bigger, moved it up to the top because I access it pretty frequently. So just very quickly on the actual components, the building blocks that make up Power BI, as with any BI tool, we start with our actual data sets. You'll see a lot of my data sets listed with multiple names, obviously from playing around and doing some data building. But the data sets themselves, of course, where we start to build and get any of the connections that we may need. We'll see when we actually go to connect to some data that this can be a file that you import, connection to a database, but we're going to focus really on what's available to us out of the box for 365 or CRM. Those data sets themselves then make up reports. So reports can have multiple queries, the information as far as charts, those different visualizations with different filters available on every page. We'll take a look at what that's like. And then all of those things roll up to being able to create a dashboard that you may be using. So the specific content packs could not be easier to connect to if they had made it even one fewer click. Connecting to your data from within Power BI is as easy as clicking Get Data. And it will walk you through the process very smoothly. The content pack library indicates here if you're looking to connect to your organization, get to like your OData feeds directly from CRM, or the services. These are the content packs that we're really talking about that we want to take a look at. You can import or connect to data like we talked about, databases or files. This is when you're looking at getting into more advanced maybe you want to kind of concatenate or combine some data from Dynamics 365 with outside sources or just some queries altogether, kind of that maybe surfacing almost a pseudo integration to expose multiple things together in one BI tool. You can start utilizing some things right here. For the purpose of connecting things together with our 365 content packs, I'm just going to pick Get right here. And it's going to give us a listing of all of the different content packs available. These are added just about weekly. When Power BI was first released, there were a little bit more than a handful, and we see this list grow very, very quickly. You'll see some very familiar tools in here. Anyone that's worked with us has probably heard about Click Dimensions in the past. There's also, as we start getting into 365 Microsoft tools here, there are things like Google Analytics available in here. So really organizations that are looking for a BI tool that covers multiple uses, and you're able to access lots of different data points together. Microsoft's trying to make it as easy as possible for you to just be able to couple clicks and set yourself up for your BI tool. You'll see the CRM content packs, an online sales manager, and a service manager. These are the couple that we're going to go ahead and connect to the sales manager, just as an example. And I have a demo environment that we're going to connect to. So this is just pasting in the URL for your environment. The sales manager content pack just asks you for a fiscal year end month. We'll say December here. This can take just a couple minutes to load, so what we'll do in the meantime is I'm going to show you guys that there is also some sample data that you can play with. In the meantime, if you're not quite ready to connect to your Dynamics 365 environment, there are just some sample data packs all together. So down here, there's just this little sample icon. These will load really quickly, which is why we're going to pick on this for the purpose of our demo. So I'm just going to connect right here. So again, in our navigation, which this look and feel very similar to what we would see in Dynamics 365. Navigation icons are really similar. You're able to see, the kind of command bar pane up at the top. So that is as complicated as it is, really, to connect to a content pack. You can see that my data set is ready right here. So it'll constantly be prompting me and letting me know what's going on with that data. As things are loading, it'll prompt me when my dashboard is ready. You can see everything here with the little asterisk. It's just letting me know that these are the newest sources. As this is a little bit grayed out, it's probably kind of small to see on your screen. This is still loading, but we'll look right here at this opportunity analysis sample, since this is the one that was able to load most quickly because it's sample data. So my data set itself really is just kind of hidden, nothing really on the report or on the data set itself, but you can see over here the actual entities or the pieces that are making up that data set. So we know that the content pack itself is compiled of different records, different pieces of data. So someone that was maybe managing this manually or was creating one of these for your organization would be picking different things. Maybe it's cases for your service and you want cases and SLAs and entitlements. There could be someone that creates one of these for your own organization and manages specifically what's in those. Now the report for this content pack that's already been pre-made is where we start to see some of those actual visualizations that Mark was talking about that are enhanced, things that really go beyond what we see out of the box in Dynamics 365. We'll take a look at some of the different options and chart types, what we're talking about. But filtering here is really one of the great advantages that we know in Dynamics 365 CRM. We have the option to drill down, to do some advanced find queries. This really, for certain users, makes things a lot more simple here by being able to just click and do some filtering that way. So there's really no language necessary on an individual report because we're able to just click and highlight. It's probably a little bit hard to see on the screen also, but here's a good example, opportunity count by region. I can click right here in the central bucket, and it's changing the actual charts all within the page and filtering down to highlight just specifically what applies to that central piece of data. Those filters right over here on the right, similar to how you would expand maybe your chart pane in Dynamics 365. You can see the visualization filters over here as well for the page. So all those components then roll up to our dashboards. So our dashboard is just made up of specific tiles or charts that we've elected to put on one dashboard from that individual report. So Power BI has made it pretty easy for us to get, looks like now our Dynamics CRM Online Sales Manager data is available. So we could come in here and see the content pack, any of that that may be relevant, as that's still refreshing, it looks like. So all of that is loading through. One thing to note right here, when we're talking about some of those visualizations and enhancements beyond just having, you know, kind of the bar charts and the standard visualizations that we have in Dynamics 365, is we have the option to do things like map charts here. And as we maybe want to add to or create a new chart here, the visualizations box right here, you can see, offers a lot of different types of charts that, you know, a gauge. The map chart is an option here, things that we just don't really have an option to do in Dynamics 365. So, of course, this is where we're able to really dig in and provide some more enhanced type viewing for different user types, someone that maybe isn't just popping in to look at their records, but someone that needs to do some more querying and reporting at a higher level. So we also want to take a look at actually embedding the Power BI visualizations in Dynamics 365. I know we're skimming through a lot of this pretty quickly. These we can get into, and we'll get into tutorials on each one of these and creating any of these reports and dashboards in the future. But we want to make sure to call out one of the great new features of Dynamics 365, which is allowing us to actually embed these visualizations directly within Dynamics 365. We do have a blog available too, and some instructions on how to configure and set this up. So you can do this if you're already maybe using Power BI, how to connect this. So this is our actual Dynamics 365 demo environment, and here you can see that, you know, we have some standard dashboards set up. But I'd like to display one of these, perhaps this dashboard, right within my Dynamics 365 environment. I can create that new dashboard once this is enabled, once these options are turned on, just by picking the Power BI dashboard option. So rather than creating a standard, just click my new Power BI dashboard. I have a lot of these dashboards created multiple times, but here you can see the opportunity analysis sample dashboard that I most recently was working with. It'll surface what that looks like right now. I can enable that for mobile, like Mark was talking about, that it's mobile friendly for Power BI. And of course, we know Dynamics 365's focus is to be mobile friendly as well. And I can save this dashboard. So again, like connecting our content pack is just a couple of clicks. It's just a couple of clicks to add and surface these visualizations right within Dynamics 365. So users that are maybe just getting started with Power BI or not really sure or understand, maybe what the value is in using multiple tools or using a BI tool at all, this is a great way to display and start getting them to understand why and what the difference is between the two, just charts in CRM and the options that we have in Power BI. You also have the added benefit that once you have one of these charts or dashboards in 365, you can use this Open in Power BI option, and it will just pop this open and take you right to Power BI. So just another little shortcut, which we all love cutting down clicks, we know. You can also combine Dynamics 365 charts, so those standard kind of out-of-the-box sales pipeline charts, with your Power BI charts. So maybe something that I've got created right here in Power BI. So if I want something a little bit more complicated, I want to show some of those map charts, but I also really want just the functionality of being able to get to the drill down options, or get to where maybe some users want to be able to quick access to the records. They do have the option to get there within the CRM data as well. So the embedding option, again, for those individual, just putting one visualization or one tile from a chart, it's very easy to edit this dashboard. I would just come in here to edit the dashboard like you would any other Dynamics 365 dashboard. And you can see the icon for Power BI is just listed right there. And then rather than asking me to pick the entire dashboard, it's just going to prompt me to pick the particular tile that I would like to add. And save and close. As with any new functionality, there are certainly some things to be aware of, that these are personal dashboards that need to be shared. That goes along with knowing that you need to share these content packs and this data to make sure that whoever is managing and creating these dashboards or managing this is sharing this data appropriately with other users, so they're able to access and see these dashboards. Otherwise, they would not show some of that data appropriately. But the ability to surface that in multiple places now is very handy, and it helps encourage user adoption, both between Dynamics 365 and Power BI if you have users that are hesitant or confused about either one of those applications. Again, I know that that is a lot about Power BI in a short amount of time, and we'll be following up with tutorials in the future, and we do have some documentation we're happy to provide right now. So we'll take a look if there are any questions. I know it looks like one common one that is important for us to talk about is security based in Power BI. I know that some organizations have questions about users in Dynamics 365 if they have security setup or structure, how that translates over to Power BI. The same security roles and applications do not apply in Power BI, so that is something to be cautious of and aware of. So whoever is managing your Power BI needs to make sure that they're able to set up things properly with filters and share just the right reports and charts. So there are ways to structure things. It just needs to be done carefully.
Hey, Erin.
Yes.
Hi, this is Mark. So another question, what's the best way to work with dates on Power BI, such as this month, last month, charts, etc.?
So the filters within an individual report, That's a good question. It depends on, of course, what you're looking for. So upcoming opportunities by month, if you're looking to structure things by month, that's a common way to set things up. Um, to be able to then just say, okay, I just want to frequently be able to drill on, I'll set up the open opportunities for the entire month and then drill here. So everything else filters by that. Or I can also allow the filters over here. And frequently this is where you would use maybe the options to say, I want to expand this. And sometimes it is somewhere that you allow for some checkboxes here. Another nice feature is you can add this month, just kind of this little checkbox here, and be able to say that I want to allow that. That'll constantly let me just click in and add. So it can let you start narrowing down by picking the specific month that you're requesting information on.
Okay, thank you. And here's another question. What's the difference between the free version of Power BI and Power BI Pro? So I'll take this one. So Power BI, you can start out for free. If you got business users, you're probably going to want to look at the Power BI Pro. It's $9.99 a month. There is additional functionality with the Pro version. For instance, you can schedule data refreshes hourly instead of daily, which is what you get with the free version. There's added security and some other features as well. Another question, is Power BI available on premise? The answer to that is no, it's a cloud-based service. However, if you use Power BI Desktop, you can securely connect to your own on-premises data. So there's ability there. And again, you'll be able to control security, obviously, if you're on your own network with your own servers. Let's see now, what else do we have? We covered the one on cost. Oh, where do I get the mobile apps? So you just go to the Apple App Store from your iPad or your iPhone, Google Play Store, or the Windows Store for your Windows devices. Okay, so we've reached the end of our 30 minutes. Aaron, could you pass me back presentation rights, please? All right, so wanted to thank you all for attending. We know we just sort of scratched the surface of what you can do with Power BI, but if you have any other further questions or you'd like someone like Aaron to provide some help getting Power BI set up for your organization, please contact me. You should see my contact information on the screen there. It's mark@xrmcube.com, and the phone number is 760-585-4248. Attendees will receive a follow-up email tomorrow with a link to the recorded version of this webinar, plus some additional assets. Again, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.